Let's see how to use Fetchxml query to filter or sort Workqueue items tables, okay, in Power Automate desktop. So what is Fetchxml? Fetchxml is an expression in the format of XML, and it contains queries format data so that you can filter rows from the Workqueue item table or from other tables also. So it's basically like SQL query. So where you have to specify the table name and the field value and what condition. Okay. So why do we use fetch.xml? So we use fetch.xml to bypass the default workqueue orchestrators first in first out logic. Okay. So by default, when you read the values or items from the workqueue table, it is in first out logic. Okay. But you can change that format also by using fetch.xml also expression. Okay. And here in this action, in the process workqueue items action, you can use it to filter the workqueue items values. Okay. And in process workqueue items, only the items that are in queued status are returned. Okay. In process workqueue items. Okay. And in get workqueue item by filter action, here you can filter for all the status code. Okay. As you can see here in this, we have the status code, right? 4 5 or 1 2 3 4. Accordingly you can use the status. Okay. And all status can be written by this action using the get workqueue items. Okay. And there is one more action, that is list rows from the selected environment. So you can use in this action to get the rows from the workqueue item table, and here also you can use fetch XML query. Now coming to the status code. So here we have multiple status in the workqueue items table, like queued, processing, processed, on hold, generic, IT, business exception, all this. Okay. So this code you need to pass in the fetch XML query, which we saw in the previous slide. Okay. So this is the code. So it's saying that filter by status 5. Okay. Status code 5. So what is status code 5? That is IT exception. Okay. So this is the format. So here, as you can see here, these are the field values. Okay, it's like in SQL, right? As select column 1, column 2 from table. So here, these are the field names. Okay, and this is a AND operator or OR operator you can put. Okay, and this is like a where clause. Okay, so condition attribute like a where clause, and this is the order by descending feature. Okay, so here you want to sort by some parameter, some field value, so that you can use here. Okay, so this you can use to bypass the first in first out mechanism. Okay, so here you can uh, mention the field using which you want to filter and sort it. Okay, so this is the sorting here. Okay, so now so let's see how to use that in the Workqueue. Okay, so here I have created this expression in the Power Automate desktop designer tool. Okay, so this is the query I have put. So please note, in this query is going to slightly change for these different actions. Like for list rows from selected environment, we will use this query. Okay, and we will mention the entity name also. Okay, if you don't mention the entity name, it will not work. It will throw error. Okay, okay. So this is the query, and this will query will go into list rows from selected environment. Okay, so this is the Workqueue item table. Okay, and this is the environment I've selected, and this is the query which I just created. Okay, so this is the query you can use to filter those values. Okay, then you have get Workqueue item by filter. So this is one. This is other method. Okay, to get the Workqueue items. But here you can see it have not put the entity name. Okay, you don't have to put the entity name here, otherwise it will not give correct values. So please note this is the correct format for this Fetchxml expression. Okay. Similarly, for process Workqueue items also, you need to give the query in this format. Okay, in this format. So here you can come and pass that. Okay, so equal to 0. Okay, so what is equal to 0? As you can see here, equal to 0 is queued items. Okay, so if you want to only uh, get the queued items, anyway process Workqueue items is going to return you only the queued items. But for get Workqueue item by filter, right? So here there you can pass out this way code. Okay, so let's see the Workqueue item table also. Okay, let's see the table also. It's little slow. Okay, so in the Power Automate portal, you have to come to Workqueues. Okay, and I've created a Workqueue one, which you will be seeing the text of flow also, right? So here I have some items. Okay, so let's first verify which environment we are talking about. Okay, I think this is not that environment. Okay, so let's open this environment. Okay, so this is the environment, right? MSFT default. Yeah, here I have a Q1. So here I have items. Okay, see there are some status in this Workqueue items. Okay, so there are some items I have created, and there are different status. Okay, like queue, processing, processed. Okay, so I want to filter only the suppose queued items. Okay, so let's go to the desktop. So here I have mentioned only queued items. Okay, so let's run it till second line number and see whether it is giving me only the queued items or not. Yeah. Okay, so it has run. Okay, this is the output variable it has generated. So you can see here you have to come to this value. Okay, so this one value. Okay, now click on more. Okay, so you have to click on this. Okay, more. Okay, now click on more. Then you have how many items returned. So as we know, there are only how many items are there? No, we have to go to yes. So for queued status, how many items? We have only one item, right? So it has correctly returned us only one item. Okay, so let's go deep into this. Click on this more. Okay, so here we have to click. Okay, now scroll down. So if you can see here, the status is queued. Okay, so it has returned us correct one. Okay, similarly, you can use other status. Now let's see the get Workqueue items by filter. Okay, let's see this query. What is the query here? In this again I have zero status of queued. Okay, so let's see if it is returning me queued or not. So let's run this one again. Get Workqueue item by filter. So it is storing into Workqueue items. So let's see. Again, it has returned only one row. So that is correct, right? Status code is one. Okay. Value is blank. So I don't have any input in that. That's why. Okay, I think it should be test actually. But let's see why it has not given. Okay. Value is blank. Okay, we need to debug more on it. Okay. Now, yeah, let's see. Run this one and see. Anyway, by default process Workqueue items will give us queued items only. So even if you give other status, it will not work. Yeah. So it has again Workqueue item. So here you can see that. Okay. So here value is coming as test. Okay. And again queued. So this is how you filter the Fetchxml query. Okay. So hope you found this session useful. Thank you so much. Bye bye.